In an update to the ongoing situation that is a bunch of Destiny 2 content creators being targeted by spurious DMCA takedowns, not just them, but Bungie themselves recently found out that Bungie is taking some additional legal action, actively trying to find out the identities and to take action against those responsible for violating these claims. We now have a little bit more information on the situation. As we discussed last time, we didn't know who was behind it or why. Now the options have been narrowed. We got some additional details, and while we don't exactly know who, we know that Bungie is putting 110% into finding out and making sure that consequences are brought against them. Said additional information comes via a complaint filed with the Washington court, which goes over the facts of the case so far, including a lot we discussed in the last video, which Bungie claims caused significant reputational and economic damage for obvious reasons. A lot of the information is new though. Thanks to this, we now know that the takedowns were indeed illegitimate DMCA notices, specifically issued by individuals pretending to be operating on Bungie's behalf. They whipped up some fresh Gmail accounts, convinced YouTube they were legit, and started sending out takedowns. They also reportedly sent abusive messages to Bungie's actual email used by Bungie's brand protection vendor. So this is in many ways a very familiar story to anyone that has been around the block, whether you're an audience member or a content creator itself, when it comes to YouTube and specifically when it comes to DMCA takedowns. Stories like this, stories involving someone being hit with a completely fraudulent claim filed by God knows who, are a dime a dozen. But it's not every day that a big publisher like this gets actively caught in the crossfire. Honestly, I'd recommend giving the full document a read. It's not that long and less full of legal jargon than you may be expecting. It's really more of a declaration of war. Bungie admits they don't know who's behind the scheme so far, but states they'll know soon one way or another. Overall, this document outlines exactly the steps taken to allow this event to occur, exactly where YouTube security failed in preventing a spurious takedown attempt from being filed, and leaves with some statements that honestly I feel like we can empathize a lot with, it being people that are terminally online as we are. Take a look at particularly the following bit. For now though, and particularly given the ease with which malicious actors can exploit YouTube's flawed DMCA practice and harm Bungie's community, Bungie brings this action to recover for the Doe's defenders' tortious and illegal conduct and, frankly, to demonstrate to anyone else stupid enough to volunteer as a defendant by targeting Bungie's community for a similar attack that they will be met by legal process. When it comes to the DMCA takedown system, the YouTube community has been pushing for a change for a long time. While many are understandably skeptical about whether or not that change will actually come and whether or not it will benefit content creators, with Bungie hot on the case, it seems like Destiny 2 fans won't have to worry about this particular group for much longer. And at that point, folks, I get to turn things over to you once again. How do you feel about this story? Do you feel like the John Does in question will be brought to justice, or will they manage to slip away? Do you feel like in response to this, YouTube will be prompted to do anything, to make any adjustments to the security system, to tighten things up? Will this be another push forward in the ongoing struggle to get YouTube to do more to verify the DMCA claims, or at the very least actually being filed by IP holders and whatnot? Let me know what your thoughts are one way or another, and I will let you know when there's more news, wonderful world of esports related. Until then, folks, that's all I got for you. So thank you for joining once again. And as always, do have yourselves a good one.